Bobby Dirkens here. Well, about a month ago, I asked all of y'all to give me a relevant college football team that's not these guys, and I'd give you a preview. Even if I knew nothing about them, I'd go research a little bit and tell you my thoughts on their team. So, first, we talked about Oklahoma. Next, we talked about the University of Georgia, which is only an hour and 40 minutes from Clemson. And then we talked about chestnuts roasted on an open fire. Yes, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now we're talking about Tennessee football. Now I want to tell you, over the past couple of years, they've had so much disappointment, trauma, and drama, they probably needed a good bottle of liquor and a good psychiatrist. Last time I saw disappointment this deep, especially in that 16 season, it was time before I met my wife. I was working in a box store, and I saw this good-looking blonde in the distance, and I was like, Lord, this is a chance for me to get a date and some sugar. Went over there. It was a man with long blonde hair. I was pissed. I wanted to throw up. And even somehow, in all that sickness, y'all still were more pissed and sick than me, based off your 2016 season. Okay, here's the Vols over the years. You have the most famous Tennessee Vols of all time. Peyton Manning, Reggie White, Al Wilson. And the list can keep going on. I'm just telling you, you guys, you have tons of players that's played for you. Every time I think a Berry brother is one and done, y'all just keep getting another one. I mean, y'all, where y'all picking them berries from? Cheesy joke. But you have 833 wins all time. You have 6 national championships. Only problem with that was the last one was 20 years ago. Now, you're in the Eastern Division of the SEC, and until last year when Georgia decided to start playing football and using their talent, you could have owned it. So let's go through the coaching changes just real quick. From 92 to 2008, you had Fulmer. You won a national championship, but you did have some moments y'all felt like he wasted some talent. I can't disagree with you. So he retired. Next, you got your favorite, Lane Kiffin. I'm surprised when he came back with Alabama, one of y'all good rednecks didn't shoot him 4 or 5 times, even through the glass. But he made it out, proving that God is still alive and does protect those. Then you got Derek Dooley and those orange pants. That didn't really turn out well for you either. So you're sitting there pissing and moaning, watching Alabama win all these games, and you're still losing to Florida. And you get Butch Jones. This guy had some success at smaller schools. Looked like he's going to turn the world around. Got him back in 13. I'm going to be honest, 2015 you should have had a more successful season. You had the talent there. Sometimes people can get too caught up in we need to develop this talent when it's already pretty much developed. You know what I'm saying? Then you got 16. I thought you should have been in the college football playoff, and I'm a huge fan of these guys, and I don't have a dog in the fight. But that didn't happen. You ended up 9-4, 4-4 in a weak SEC East. This is not ACC, SEC. This is just football brain talking. And the fire got hot under Mr. Jones's feet. And then last year, you fired him. I'm not going to talk about your coaching changes. Your fans, you can't help that. But your administration kind of could. That was really bad. It made you look bad. But you did get Jeremy Pruitt. So let's talk about Jeremy Pruitt. Jeremy Pruitt, been down there with Saban. He's done well. I'm always very finicky when I look at coaches who's come from extremely talented teams, because at the end of the day, let's be honest with ourselves. Nick Saban is not going to let Bama suck. He's not. So when he walks by the coach's office and goes, "Are you doing your job? Because if you're not, I'm going to kill you." And they go, "Yeah, coach." And they somehow make it happen. Well, at the end of the day, Pruitt was there. I do think he's a good coach, but I was critical of Kirby Smart because you just never really know. But he did well at Georgia last year. He's recruiting well, and it looks like it could pan out well for him. So, aside from y'all are blown through more talent than only Georgia and LSU over the past 10 years, you're now left picking up the pieces. I mean, no more days of Alvin Kamara, no more days of Derek Barnett, no more Jalen Hurd left and everybody got mad at him. I can't blame him. We see why he left. I mean, I'm not saying that was a good move and that he went to Baylor. I mean, he traded dysfunction for the correctional center. I don't know. So let's talk about this season. There's a team I know. I won't call their name. But they've got a quarterback situation just brewing. And every time you bring up the team, they don't even talk about the great defensive line that much. They don't talk about the coach. They don't talk about all this and that. Just talk about the quarterback situation. It's annoying, I know. My God, it's like little mites just crawling all over raw flesh. You got Jarrett Garantano, if I'm saying that right. And his I Miss New Jersey tweet did not help things. Don't care if it did clarify it. We know how that stuff goes off. It starts making people start going, what's going on? But you got Jarrett Garantano, but you have a transfer from Stanford. His name is Keller Chryst. He should be getting on campus, if not now, in the next couple of weeks. He was 11-2 as a starter. He appeared in 23 games. He passed for a little over 1,900 yards, 19 touchdowns, and about 6 interceptions. He comes from an extremely athletic family. They have sports all around him. His uncle, from what I can last remember, is Paul Chryst. Yes, the head coach at the University of Wisconsin. This young man's big. He's 6'5", 234. Probably fit in quite well with the scheme y'all are wanting to run. I could be wrong. At the end of the day, I think this young man will be your starting quarterback. Last year, I was sitting with my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, Jimmy Johns. Jimmy Johns went up there to Tennessee. He got him a dual degree in taxidermy and postmortem celebration. So I'd watch all the games with him. It's quite interesting. I sat there and watched y'all's quarterbacks sit side by side and not even look at each other. That's how you know that a team is dying and cutting a backflip off into Hades when they don't even talk to each other or look at each other. Divided locker room. House divided against itself can't stand, but the roof will definitely fall in and kill everybody inside. Take it to the bank. And it did. I don't know how this is going to work, but I think Chryst is probably going to end up being your quarterback. Yes, I know you got Will McBride and he can run, and I know you got that young and JT Shrout, and looking at right here is the incoming freshman. You don't want to put this load on the incoming freshman. Right now, there's too much going on in Knoxville to put on a baby's shoulders. That youngin could be the most talented person in the world, but unless his name is Deshaun Watson, and that's not because I'm a Clemson fan, it's because he is what he is, you don't put that type of pressure on him. Here's what you have. You lost John Kelly. John Kelly could play football. John Kelly was outrageous. Only reason you were in a lot of games last year was because of John Kelly. So you have Ty Chandler, who's probably going to be playing running back for you. You did pick up a good graduate transfer out of your hated foe, Alabama, with offensive lineman Brandon Kennedy. This kid can play, and if he played for Bama, he's definitely good. Remember, their third string could start in the NFL. Just a little joke. Next, Shy Tuttle. I love people named Shy because most likely he ain't shy. Just like they call people baby and they look old, or they call someone tiny and they're like 6'6" and 400 pounds. I love it. He's going to be playing for you. Darren Kirkland Jr., anytime you have a junior, senior, a first, a third, a second, or fourth, or fifth, I'm good with. But once you get to 6, got to pull my boots off and count my toes. He's playing linebacker for you. And then you got Tyler Bird, wide receiver, DB, part-time kicker, and he also sells Dippin' Dots at the mall in his downtime. Here's the deal. I don't know everything about Tennessee football, and I know that you're busting your butt, and Will Pruitt. I know that Jeremy Pruitt's got those boys just busting their butts, and it's a totally different thing. This year, I hate to tell you this, and this is horrible after you blow through talent like y'all did. It is what it is. So here, let's go to the schedule. I'm going to talk about this. September 1st in Charlotte, North Carolina, you're playing against West Virginia. Now, here's my take on West Virginia. Will Grier is fantastic. Yes, old Florida Will Grier that you hate. He's talented. And West Virginia always comes in hot, and then they always end up like 7-5, 8-4, sometimes 8-5. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4. 8-4 6-6, and everybody's like, well, we thought they always like drop like 7,000 yards on somebody early on, and all the suits and ties are going crazy over them. At the end of them, they actually use their brain because, well, their overall record makes them have to. I really don't know. I think that there's a chance that you could beat West Virginia, but that's a toss-up, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I think you're probably going to lose that ball game. If Will Greer goes down, you win that ball game. That's just my thought. I could be wrong. Next, you play Eastern Tennessee State University. Yeah, right up the road from you. What's that, Johnson City? You're going to win. You're going to play on September the 15th against UTEP. You're going to win that ball game. And then you have one of the most hated teams in the world to you. Yes, they clap their arms and such. The Florida Gators. That's Bobby Dirkens Jr. Now, he's fine. He's fine. His mama takes his pistol away from him and gets all pissed. But anyway, Florida, you're playing Florida up there. Florida's got a lot of problems. I still don't know if they have an offense. I think that it's in Tennessee. You got Pruitt coaching you. I am actually going to give you that you're going to beat Florida this year. I know, most likely I'm wrong there, but I'm actually going to give it to you just because I don't know. Then you go to Athens, Georgia. I think you're going to play hard, and I think you're going to get beat in between the hedges or whatever's still standing down there. Then October the 6th, you got a bye week. Then you go to Auburn. Do we really know if Auburn's good or not? Because one minute they're good, the next minute they suck, next minute the student body's buying Malzahn and a rider truck, the next minute they love him and they're buying visors like him and they're wearing vests. I don't know, but I think you are going to lose to Auburn in that case. And then next, you got Alabama coming up there. I think Pruitt's going to have you boys fired up for this. I think he's going to really bust his butt. I don't think you'll get blown out in this game. I don't think so. I think you'll be semi-competitive, but they will win the game. Then, there's a game that I absolutely am the biggest fan of Tennessee this week. You play our hated foe, Carolina Gamecocks. For this, I wrote a song. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken. Go do what you do best. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken, and the big boys will do the rest. Hate them. So much I wrote a song. You know you boys have a way of beating Carolina even when you don't supposed to. And I think this year you will beat Carolina. You're on into the season. You'll do it. Next you play Charlotte in Tennessee. You're going to beat Charlotte. You're going to play Kentucky. Don't be surprised if they come in there and they got all of these bells and whistles. Oh, they look much. Kentucky always looks much improved, and then they lose a bunch of games. You're going to beat Kentucky. Next, you're going to play the team that should not be in the SEC because it doesn't look right, just like Syracuse shouldn't be in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Missouri, you're going to beat Missouri. Next, you play the Doctors of Vanderbilt. Fantastic at doing hand surgery, but they suck when it comes to using that hand to throw the ball downfield. I don't think you're going to make it to the SEC championship. Look, here's what I'm going to say to you, Tennessee. All you fans sitting out there, you're going to have to get over the past couple of years. I know the past seemed like 15 has sucked for you, but the really big thing was the talent that was blown through 2 years ago. But you're going to have to forget about it. You're going to have to move on. Give this guy a chance and accept the games that you think you're going to win, accept there may be a hiccup, accept there may be some upsets in your favor. But at the end of the day, you're just going to have to take it as it is. It's like I always say, kick me in the shin, dare me to cuss. In this case, don't expect much this season. Though he's a good coach and though he's turning some things around, don't expect that much. Don't put that much pressure on him. Don't make him pay for what these other guys couldn't provide for you, all right? Well, this is Bobby Dirkens saying that's my preview of Tennessee football. The next one, Florida State Seminoles. I told somebody earlier that Florida State was my next one, but I forgot I said Tennessee was next. So, Florida State is next. So, y'all have a good day. Bobby Dirkens.